Well, good morning again. Thanks for joining me, and you're with us as we head out of Richmond on the A6 108. And although I'm saying it's westbound, it's arguably southbound as well, but it does take rather a tortuous route. And I'm putting this bit of the footage on because I want you to spot where the right turn is that we're taking here. So we're turning where the car park signs are, and the cricket ground is on our right, just opposite the petrol station there. And it's slightly obscure turning, but we go up past the car parks and it looks a bit like it's just a back street in the town. In actual fact, it's exactly where we want to be. So we very quickly start to climb, and it's not very long before we're out in the countryside. So sit back, enjoy the ride in a beautiful Swaledale. And a mile or two out of Richmond, we pass a couple of transmitter masts on the right hand side, and we're now getting absolutely excellent views across into Swaledale on our left, or Lower Swaledale I should say. So this is a different way to get towards Reeth, and it's actually off the beaten track a bit, so it tends to be a little bit quieter. And there are actually some really nice bits of country here. This is Clapgate Gill, we're just winding our way around. But it's a lovely part of the world and perhaps a bit less visited than some other bits of the area. Not too long before they cross the Clapgate Beck, and then it isn't too far from here to Mask or Marsk, depending how you want to pronounce it. We're going to take a right here, which takes us towards Fermington. And a steep climb out of Mask, and once again on the moor tops, and the view's starting to open out again, so we're going to be stopping before we drop down into Swaledale just to admire the views. Just looking for a suitable spot. I think there's one coming up. back on the road again, and we're going to descend Newgate Bank. You can see the southern slopes of Swaledale in front of us now. Fremington Edge is to our right, and it's just 2 or 3 miles now down to Fremington, where we're going to join the 6270 again briefly in Fremington. Very nice man waited for me, thank you. And we're only actually on the 6270 for, well, less than a mile actually. We just crossed the Swale here at Grinton, and then we're going to be turning right. Well, the road goes round to the left, we're going to be going straight on, but it's a right turn. You get me drift? And going to climb up towards Grinton Moor. Not too long before we find ourselves in open country again, and this is Grinton Lodge on the left here. That's the youth hostel, so that's a good waypoint if you're travelling the route. See where you are. After we've crossed the new bridge here, which was the original one was washed away, that is the subject of a previous video. If you're a keen viewer, you might remember that. And on the right there is the track that goes up to House Melt Mill, often called Grinton Smelt Mill, but technically it's House Melt Mill. And then up onto the moor tops. Plenty of red flags about here, as we're not too far from the MOD ranges on our left. And there's 1 or 2 blind summits up here, which if you're taking the scenery in and you don't keep your eye on the road, can give you just a little bit of a surprise when a bend appears. Hopefully not too unexpectedly. Yep, there's a red flag, so not a good place to be going walking on your left. Fortunately we're not. And in the distance now you can see the southern edge of Wensleydale, so we're finally out of Swaledale and into Wensleydale, which is where this video will conclude. As we're heading now past the small arms ranges, and then we're going to be making in a while a left turn onto the tank road, which will be signposted towards Catterick Garrison. And our plan is to go and visit the Manor Farm Cafe at Bellerby. It's under new management, so we thought we'd better go and try it out. So that's the plan. So at the bottom of Whipperdale Bank here, we're going to be turning left onto the tank road. It hasn't got a road number, although because it's the tank road, it's probably looks a bit like a B road. And away up here, once we're past the big Metcalfe Farms entrance, we're going to be taking a right down the little lane, which takes us in sort of the back route into Bellerby. If you've been to the Manor Farm Cafe before, you probably know it from either coming from the Laban or the Richmond end. This is the other way you can get into Bellerby, just down this lane. And once we're into the village, we go right through the village and take a right, and that allows us to join the A6108 yet again, and I'm probably going to more correctly label it southbound here. So as we come out of Bellerby, we're going to be taking a right soon, go and try out the calf and see what we think. So thanks very much for watching. Look forward to seeing the next video, and please like and subscribe, and I'll let you know what the calf's like during the closing photos. Police report the food was excellent. The sun came out. Very nice R80 GS, probably from the early 80s, judging by the single-sided swing arm, and a thoroughly pleasant ride.